So this is an article from the Chronicle. The headline, Lewis County Seniors Prayer Politics Policy Sparks Controversy. I also, if you're watching on the show, I love these like 70, 80, 9-year-olds protesting. I'm like, you're never too old to protest something. So according to the article, there was a protest of around 40 people outside the Twin Cities Senior Center. This is on Monday. And they were there to voice their opposition to a policy that says, essentially, my read of it is, and their read of it is, that they're not able to pray in this senior center, like if they're gathered for lunch or for dinner, and there will be no discussion of politics at this facility. And again, I just have to, like, look, I think there's that old rule or adage that, you don't talk religion or politics at the dinner table. And I think that there's some good reasons for that, especially in today's day and age when things are so divisive. But we're talking about people who have lived long lives and have gotten to this point where they're at a senior center, maybe they're living there, maybe they're just visiting there, and they're being told that at their age, they are not, mature enough to be able to engage in dialogue and discourse with other senior citizens. So according to this article, this all started the controversy and the protest when the Lewis County Seniors Board President, Carol Brock, published a new policy following what she said were complaints from other seniors. And I just want to read part of this because, again, it goes into these poor seniors being preached at in their 80s and 90s. So she started, this was like a little write-up in what I think is like a newspaper for senior citizens in the area. But she started by offering some definitions. She said, the following definitions are provided for reference. She included definitions for the words inclusion, marginalized, insignificant, diversity, and said that she was providing those because they have a policy at the LCS Board of Directors that everyone will be able to attend our centers with acceptance and without discrimination. Everyone attending our centers must feel safe and welcome, which I think everyone can agree, right? If you're sending your mom or dad to a senior center or they're going there by choice, you want to make sure that they feel welcome, although they're not being bullied or anything like that. But Carol Brock goes on to write, that said, I have personally had people push back that the LGBTQIA plus community should not be celebrated. The U.S. joins many nations around the world dedicating an entire month celebrating Pride and the LGBTQIA plus community. We will too. So when I hear that rationale, and I'll get to their rules in just a moment, when I hear that rationale, I'm thinking, well, gosh, maybe there's some real hate going on in these senior centers, right? Because they're banning prayer and they're banning politics. And that's what the article says. It says, let's open our hearts and minds to everyone. Building from this, the board of directors have set the rules. There will be acceptance, diversity, and inclusion. There will be no prayer, no politics, no bullying. So with prayer, it says moments of silence are all that may be called for without any commentary or added statement. So like you could pray to yourself. Like you can't say anything out loud, like no prayers at dinner. And this says no politics, no discussions on candidates, campaigns, local or national, memorabilia or displays of political parties or issues, although discussions on voting in general as a civic duty are permitted. So when I had read the initial, where she's saying, let me define marginalized and insignificant and diversity, and then we're going to ban prayer and politics. When I initially read that, I'm like, wow, I'm struck by that. Maybe there was some really nasty conversations at the senior center and they just absolutely cannot discuss these issues civilly. But then she says she's personally had people push back at the idea of spending an entire month celebrating Pride. There's a lot of people who push back at the concept of spending an entire month celebrating Pride. It doesn't mean that you hate gay people. I mean, I've pushed back at the concept of what Pride Month has become, right? And how commercialized it has become and how in your face it has become. So you're saying that these people can't talk about their personal political beliefs, they can't talk about religion, but you can shove Pride Month down their throats in a senior center for an entire month of the year and they're not allowed to say anything about it? I mean, I just want to go rescue these poor freaking senior citizens from this center. It's unbelievable.
They're just trying to get right with God, right? Towards the end of their lives.
You can't, you're like 95, deeply religious, and you're like on your last leg, and you can't join your buddies in prayer.
Right.
Like even if you had a little group at your table, that wants to pray
Nope.
before lunch or dinner. Absolutely not. You keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
But we're
Get
going to...
Coach Kennedy out here.
Yeah, Coach Kennedy. We're going to put up, these pride displays for a month, and that's what Sparks is, and that's what you can't push back against.
You can't have politics. You can't have banners or signs of any kind except for Pride Month.
Except for Pride Month, right? Like, so
wild.
you're going to... This is just insane. And apparently, so this is a nonprofit. So this is the Lewis County Seniors nonprofit. So I don't know if that means that there's like public funds that go to this, or if it's just a nonprofit and people, can
So they don't
live
have to
there
pay
at like
the
a
same kind of
reduced
taxes,
rate. Like
most.
it's not crazy, but this is just wild stuff. But I absolutely love, you've got these people in walkers. You've got people sitting down. There's some 70s and 80s. Like, this is an old folks protest, but I freaking love it. They're like, look, we got this far in life. We're doing just fine. We're adults. And you're telling me that in my 80s or 90s, I can't talk to my friends about politics. I can't have, and even civilly.
Have an opinion about Pride Month.
I can't have an opinion about Pride Month. I can't pray at a table for lunch, ask my friends who want to pray with me to bow their heads for dinner or something like this. So they're like, even if we need our walkers or our chairs, we're going out there to protest this policy. Can we get a... For the seniors who are protesting at the senior center, if you hold another protest, Nicole and I will be there. Can I say that? Nicole's like, stop volunteering me for stuff. You're right. We don't have time, but I'll make time because that is just the best story I've ever heard, but also one of the most ridiculous. Oh, okay. So Paula clarified something to us. Sorry, I might have got something wrong here. Paula says, "Hi, Brandi. I live in Lewis County. The senior center is a gathering place and not a place of residence for these seniors. They have meals and gatherings." Just wanted to clarify. Okay, thank you for the clarification. So they don't have to live in a place that's censoring them every single day. But if they want to go hang out with their friends, no politics, no praying out loud. Nicole's like, whenever you talk about religion, Brandi, you embarrass me. Okay.